Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the technical trader at thetechtrader.com. These are the charts of the day. It's Tuesday, June the 2nd. And the markets had and have continued to be choppy and all over the place. But we're going to show you some stocks that are doing well. Swing trade ATEN, which I give you when it broke out here, has then pulled back, retested, made a nominal new high, then pulled back again today. Taking a look at the pattern, this is a beautiful base and breakout. And now the platform's developed in here. I want to see this, hold that area, make a move through resistance right now about that 645 area. My target is then 7 3/4 near 8. And we'll see what happens. That's the gap fill. CRR. Well, we've been watching this for a while. Some of the people in our room have it. Kathy and Sue, I believe, and a few others. Anyway, the bottom line is the base, the breakout, the flag. Little pullback that formed a falling wedge, but it broke out of that. Been up 5 days in a row. What we want to look for is to get this to 44 and a half, 3/4, 44.80. Once you see that, we could get 51 and a half, 52 as a target, then 58. And your support, of course, is down at the apex. EGHT, this swing trade, which broke out and then pulled back to test, did not break support and has bounced the last 2 days, up another 30 cents at 3.5% today. Not a lot of volume, and not a lot of action, but I'm looking at the overall pattern as a left shoulder, head, and right shoulder, and then a platform. If we can get, usually you like to see that above the breakout point, but as a consolidation. So we still have work to do to get this out above the 9.25, 9.5 range. Once that occurs, I'm looking for 11.5 and 12 3/4. Big day for GEVO as it popped today late in the day and ran very nicely on a scalp trade from that 302 area all up to 394. It actually traded at 399 after hours. But this thrust off the low, coming off of the key support that I have here, and back up of the moving average, and an increase in volume of nearly 9 million, has me believing that maybe the stock is going to make another run into a retracement. It dropped from 724 down to 295, so we're looking at a 4 1/4 drop. I'm looking for at least 212 up back on the upside. So add that on to 3, and you should get about 5 1/4. And there is resistance up here at 5.5, so let's say 5 1/4. A half near term, there may be some resistance around around 420, 23. We'll see what it gets there tomorrow. GIMO, a recent swing trade of ours when it broke out here, has been acting great and it continues to look good. We need it to get up through that 32.5, 60 zone. My target's at 35 and 37.5. GWPH with a nice pop today from 114 to 125.20. Not quite reaching the reversal high about 5 weeks ago when it reached 126.78. But watch that 125.6 range, 125.6, 127. Gets through here, we can see 135, and then maybe eventually up to 150. I'm showing you NQ today because it had a really nice session. Take a look at the disastrous downtrend and then the lateral price support base type pattern that broke. Today we broke through. Take a look at this pop here. The volume was 3.3 million. The stock broke out across resistance here. I expect it to test the 470, 75 range as always tomorrow and take that out and run up to 5.5 my next swing, short-term target. OPK is looking really good. It exploded from the beautiful little wedge, and for 2 days in a row it's been up. I'm looking for a 20 and then 23 on this one. Well, after RXDX's big day yesterday, it was another good trade today as it moved from 1460 to 1693 before backing off to 1583. Still up 93 cents or 6 1/4%. A nice chunk of volume. 7.3 million, even more than yesterday. So you can see how this kind of volume and thrust breaking out of a base, for me, is the kind of pattern that usually leads to much higher levels. Looking for a 1920 short term. Seattle Genetics, swing trade acting great after a pullback, popped again and pulled back. And it broke out across this double top. I'm looking for 49.5 and then 55.6. Sorrento, well, after it popped and pulled back a nice little falling wedge, it tried to pop again, but the volume is a little less. The stock pulled back to retest. As you can see, today's low right on the 21-day moving average and near price support. Big reversal from 1280 to 1380, closed only 2 cents off the high, up 48 cents. Volume wasn't huge, but we want to see if we get a follow through on this one. And if this is wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, I'm looking for one big wave that can't take it to the high teens. TCPI, I'm showing you this because after the big run that took it from $1.75 to 4.5, pretty big move. It then went sideways for 6 weeks. Narrower and ever so narrower. Very quiet the last few days. Very low volume ebb. Today it began perhaps a move, jumping 44 cents or 11%. What I want to see is can it extend to get up towards this level at about the 5 level. That's my next target. If we get through 5, we could see 7. Now the oils are acting better, and if you look at the ETF for oil, UCO, huge volume in here. USO looks very similar. I think they're both headed higher. I think the price of oil is going to surprise a lot of people and move into the high 60s, 70 range. If that happens, you'll see this up here on the USO up near 22.5, and on the UCO we should test and take out 53.60. That's my next target. The micro swing trade's acting great. It popped here, pulled back to retest, formed a beautiful wedge, and broke out. Now, even with the pullback here, notice that today's low is right on a double top. That held and bounced. My targets are 18, 18.25, and then 22.5. Weibo acting much better in here. Broke out of the base, pulled back to the moving averages. It held right there. Technically, this is the new trend line. And if I'm looking at the top of that trend line, or the channel, I should say, then Weibo is maybe headed towards 20. That's my next target at this high up here. And that would be a nice measured move and a test of resistance. But first, let's get it up through the 1790 range. And if that occurs, we should see 20 and then 22. Yoku, well, this stock's been acting phenomenal since April, when it went from 11.85 to current prices over 31 today. But it double topped and backed up a little. However, the pullback out of this little wedge, let me show you that wedge, comes with an increase in volume, and I'm thinking the stock goes to 36 on this move. Keep an eye on Yoku in the next day or two. It looks like a good run. And lastly is ZAGG, which after popping several times up to that level around 10, formed a flag, and then today exploded through it. Got up to 1029, closed 1016, up 80 cents, 8.5%, $1,000,004. Biggest volume in 3 months. My target is 12.25.5, and then 14. That's it tonight, everybody. Have a good evening.